What's up, my merchant wordians? Tommy here for Merchant Words. In this video, I'm going to go over how to set up some PPC campaigns inside of your Seller Central account using Merchant Words. We've heard a lot of feedback from you guys, and we know this is a major pain point. So I'm going to give you an over-the-shoulder look inside of Seller Central and using Merchant Words in conjunction with setting up some campaigns for you that should hopefully be successful for you. So let's dive right in. You're here at Merchant Words, right? So I want you guys to click on the CS tab. That is our classic tool, and enter your keyword. In this case, I'm going to go with our favorite keyword of mango slicer. Okay, so what I like to do is I'm going to create a collection. So I'm going to create a collections using Classic and ASIN Plus. I'm here at Classic right now, so I'll go over what I do in Classic when I set up a campaign or curate a list of keywords. Excuse me. So got all my keywords back from Mango Slicer. Okay, not a ton, but sometimes you will get a ton of keywords. You'll get pages and pages and pages of keywords. So in this case, I'm just going to filter everything above 400. So, and I'm doing this because I want to have high relevancy, high volume keywords. I probably could have took all of those, but I just want to try to chop it down a little bit because in my campaign, I don't want tons and tons of keywords, because the more hyper relevant you are, the more the keywords that are the most relevant inside of that campaign, Amazon is going to deem you as relevant for these keywords and help you out in the rankings and kind of what they do in the background there. So, yeah, here we go. We have everything with a search volume of 500 and up. And then also, so going back to what I was saying, if you have tons and tons of pages of keywords, like say, keeps going down the line here, and the search volume says like 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, and so on. And it keeps going down all the way to the bottom of the page, 100,000. So maybe you would want to filter by, I don't know, about 50,000 and up. But you have to, use your brain, use your own discretion, and come up with a list of about maybe the top 50 keywords from here, from Classic. Okay, so I'm going to take these keywords and add them into my Mango Slicer PPC high volume list here. So I already created it. So I'll just do it again here. It's not going to duplicate keywords. So just do that. Okay, so now what we're going to do from here is go over to page 1. That's the P1 on the side navigation. And now I want to see who are my top competitors in this Mango Slicer space. So now I can see all of my top competitors here. This guy right here, 348 reviews. These are all organic rankings. So this guy's probably killing it right here. These top, few are probably doing a good job here. So what I want to do is I want to see what keywords they are ranking for and what keywords they are getting their sales from. So we're kind of like peeking behind the curtain, seeing what they're doing, finding out what works for them, and then we can apply that into our campaigns as well and try to steal some of those sales away from them. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the top guy here. Just click on the ASIN, and this will now take you into our ASIN Plus tool. So now we are in ASIN Plus, and what I like to do is sort by search rank. So now this means that this person is at the top of search organically, number 1 on the first page for all of these keywords that you see number 1 for. So they are doing a really good job here, because that is a lot. And then number 2 and so on. But we all know that the number 1 spot at the top of the page is where you're getting the most clicks. So this is where you want to be. And we could almost, I'd say 99% say for sure, this is where these keywords are what are driving the bulk of their sales. All of these keywords here that have a search rank of 1. So what I want to do here is I'm going to take a few of them, and then you guys have to keep iterating on these campaigns. Don't just set it and forget it. I'm just going to take the top 10 here or so, top 15 maybe, and then add them into the collection that I created. So I'll just take, I already did it earlier, but I'll just fake this one again. So there we go. Add that in. So now you got keywords that you're creating. You're curating a list of keywords into your collections now from ASIN Plus and from Classic Search. So you're getting the best of the best here, which should help you drive a lot of sales and a lot of traffic, and hopefully get a lot of sales and some conversions if your listing's good and if it's optimized correctly, right? So we're going to go back into collections. We have our Mango Slicer PPC high volume list here. You can go click on it, look at it, look at the beautiful list that we have here. So looks good. Just download the CSV here. And then you want to go ahead and, you want to go ahead and copy it. I have 37 here, but you guys could put more. All right. So now what I'm going to do is from there, after I get that, I'm going to go into my Seller Central account and start setting up my campaign. So I'm going to go into Campaign Manager. And this is going to be one of the manual campaigns that I'm going to show you guys how to set up. And then I'm going to show you guys how to set up another one. There's a few different campaigns you guys can set up. I don't want to give you guys too much and make this seem super daunting. I just want this, you guys to get rolling here, get the ball rolling, start getting some sales. And then, you can see how this is going to work for your business. All right. So we're going to go there, or you just saw what I did. Advertising, Campaign Manager. Come down to create campaign, click on sponsored products, continue. Now let's do, where are we doing? Mango Slicer. Let's do high volume. You could title it whatever you want. Just title it so you know what it is. I don't set an end date. Start date, I usually do the day of myself creating a campaign, unless there's something else for your business goals. Maybe you have a release, you want to set it for that release. I just like to set it on the day, or let it start running on the day that I create it. So daily budget, this is up to you guys. What are your business goals again? Do you want to be aggressive? I don't know what your budget is, your daily budget. What do you have monthly to spend on ad spend? I'd say I'd like to do no less than 20, but if you can't do that, that's fine. Do 10 and you can scale up from there. So we're going to do manual targeting. This is not an auto targeting. You guys should always set up an auto campaign. It's super simple to do. Now dynamic bids down only. I only do down only because this is going to help you pay less in the bid auction. So Amazon will, if you can show up for a keyword, then Amazon will have that bid be lowered for you, opposed to being going up. So you're saving money here, kind of. So I never do the up and down because I have found that you're giving Amazon too much control there. I don't do the fixed bids. I like having the flexibility of having it able to have the bid go down if possible, right? I'm not going to mess with any of the placements yet, but you can, increase the bid by a certain percentage here. If you want to show up at the top of the page, I don't want to confuse you guys with any of this yet. Don't worry about it. But if you're advanced, go for it. Now for the ad group, excuse me. For the ad group name, I'm going to do a broad. Oops. Let's see. I can't spell today. Broad mango slicer. So we'll do that. That's for the broad. Because we're going to do a broad ad group. We're going to split up the match types. So I'm going to do a broad ad group and then a phrase ad group within the same campaign. So again, pretend this is a mango slicer. I can't add this one. So I'm just going to go with this paint roller here. Pretend it's a mango slicer. All right. So we're going to do keyword targeting and we're going to do broad. So uncheck phrase and exact, and you're going to go to entire list. Oops. Do it again. and then you're just going to paste what you just copied from your spreadsheet. So now we're going to keep it at the custom bid. Excuse me. Jeez. We're going to keep it at the bid of 75 cents, and then go ahead and add the keywords. And now you'll want to come in here. It depends on your goals. Again, if you want to be aggressive, if you just kind of want to be, kind of hang back a bit and see what happens, you can do that also. Be a little bit conservative, but I myself like to go in and be aggressive. So if you want to be aggressive, I would do, about 20 to 40 cents above the high range. So the high range is 60 of the suggested bid. So high range is 68 cents. I would do, I'd do about 89 cents here, and so on. So you can do this, at your own time. Just come down and change those bids. And then now negative keyword targeting. So a lot of people some people don't know what this is, and it's kind of confusing. So I'll explain it really briefly. So the negative exact is you want to tell Amazon exactly what you do not want to show up for. So you're telling Amazon, you're staying more relevant within the Amazon algorithm by adding negative keywords, and you're saving yourself some unwanted ad spend. And it's just overall better for you if you can kind of come right out of the gate with some negative keywords off the top of your head. So right now, just off the top of my head, for example, we're selling a mango slicer. You don't want to show up for a cake slicer. Okay. So we're going to do negative exact because I do not want to show up for any Amazon buyer that is typing in cake slicer into the search bar. So add that in. And a negative phrase is like, you don't want to show up for anything that has this word within that phrase. Trying to think of, I don't know, let's just use the word apple. So you don't want to show up for anything that has apple in the phrase. So you can do negative phrase and do apple. So you won't show up for anything that has apple within that phrase. So that's what the negative keyword is. It's very, very good if you can think of some things before going into it, but it's always good to see the data that comes back from your search term reports and get the keywords that don't make sense to your product from there. But you'll be able to see that, based on some of the metrics there, the ACoS and click-through rate and things like that. It's a whole another video. So, okay. So we got this campaign set up. And you're going to go back and do the same thing. You're going to create another ad group for phrase, and you're going to tier the bids up 10 cents higher than what you did in broad. And we do this because of the bid auction. So after, let me just go ahead and launch this campaign. Okay. So that campaign's launched. It's good to go. Now you're rolling. And then what you want to do is to create the other campaign, just go back in to, the other ad group, go back in and then create ad group. So now you will just do the same thing, but for phrase match. Okay. And I know you guys might have some questions on that. So please leave them in the video down below, or just reach out to us at hello@merchantwords.com. We'll be able to take care of you. Okay, so now another campaign I want to show you guys is it's going to be a single keyword campaign. So we're just going to assume this right now. Okay, we're going to go and just create this campaign the same way. I like to go single keyword, mango slicer. Okay, let's just do, oops, 290, jeez. Okay, manual targeting, and you can just do slicer. Okay, so what the idea of this is, basically you're just adding one keyword that is taking up the bulk of the budget, because you want this one keyword, the highest volume keyword, to have its own budget because it's driving you the most sales. So you want to wait to get the data back on that, maybe after a couple of weeks, to figure out which keyword to put into the single keyword campaign. But you could put multiple keywords in a single keyword campaign. It doesn't or create different campaigns for each keyword. But it doesn't just have to be one. So, but just looking at the data here from my mango slicer, I could have just showed you there. Anyways, so it looks like mango slicer is indeed going to be the highest volume keyword for you and should be driving you the most amount of impressions, the most amount of clicks, and the most amount of sales. So this keyword should live in its own campaign so it doesn't eat up the budget from all of these other keywords down here in that other campaign that I just set up. So, because if you do have one keyword getting the bulk of the clicks and eating up all of that budget, maybe some of these down here that you can maybe get 1 or 2 sales a day from won't see the light of day. So that's why you're going to put mango slicer. You can do this in the beginning if you like, but I would wait to get some data back on it just to be sure. So what you're going to do is just put mango slicer in its own campaign with an exact match, exactly mango slicer. So if someone types in mango slicer, this is exactly going to match that. Add the keyword and 194. So, I mean, I'm coming in, I want to be aggressive. So I'm going to go to 49. And that doesn't mean you guys are always going to pay $249. Again, it's a bid auction. So if one of your competitors is bidding $199, then you're going to bid right around that, right over that. You're going to pay right over that. You're not going to pay $249. If you guys didn't know that. So here we go. Add in that cake slicer here for the negative exact. And now your single keyword campaign is rolling. So this is what the single keyword campaign looks like. It's just one keyword, exactly what it sounds like. So go in here, and it's one keyword that I'm targeting. Let me move my head here. There you go. You see the one keyword. And you're going to have a dedicated budget just for this keyword, which is awesome. So you can drive more sales that way and climb up the ranks quicker that way and show Amazon that you're hyper relevant for this keyword. So those are 2 campaigns that I wanted to set up for you guys, give you an over-the-shoulder view of these 2 manual campaigns that you can start setting up. And then also make sure you guys, if this is not a set it and forget it, you guys have to go back, do bid management, continue to iterate on these campaigns. If you see some keywords that are not performing well, you want to either pause them or drop the bid down to like 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, really, really low. And yeah, I mean, do not set it and forget it. You know, you can cut keywords. You can continue to go back to merchant words and find out what new keywords are popping up in your market. Add those into your campaigns. So you're being proactive. You're staying ahead of your competition that way. One rule of thumb I like to use is if I see a keyword that has maybe 10 to 15 clicks and is not getting any sales, I go ahead and either drop the bid on that keyword to 3-4 cents, or I pause it to kind of cut any wasted ad spend that may happen there from that keyword, and continue to scale on the good keywords, the keywords that are performing at my target ACOS, that are performing well, driving my sales, because those keywords that are driving your sales are driving your ranking, and that's going to have a direct effect on your organic ranking. So yeah, and I would just go in aggressively to start out. Don't tiptoe around. Go in there, go hard, push everyone out, try to rise to the top if you can. If you have a budget for that, I would definitely recommend that. So this was an over-the-shoulder view on setting up some PPC campaigns. with using our software, using our ASIN Plus tool, and using our classic tool, and a little bit of help from page one and our collections. So if you guys have any questions on this, with which I know you will, because I know this is a lot, please feel free to reach out to us at hello@merchantwords.com, or go ahead and drop the comments down below. And then until then, stay awesome and be awesome, guys.